Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 13 of our FM24 save here on the channel. Now, if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch that. Today's episode could be 2 games, could be 3 games, could be 4 games, because we are going to play Yeovil and Rochdale. Yeovil are currently 4th, Rochdale are 3rd, and we are currently 2nd. Looking at the National League table, we have 6 games to go. We are 6 points behind Swindon, and despite us not losing a game forever, we are struggling to catch them. We've closed the gap to 6, but I think Swindon are just about to do it. So if we win both of these games and we're in striking distance, we'll come back for another couple. If not, we'll get to the end of the season, and then on tomorrow's episode, we'll go through the playoffs. Just to bring you up to date with the schedule since you last joined us, we've been doing really well, as you can see. We've hardly lost a game. We drew 1-1 with Oldham, then we've gone on a 4-game winning streak. We did have a friendly because Rochdale decided they didn't want to play us because they had one too many international call-ups, so we've had to wait for this one. But yeah, we've been in a cracking run of form since really we swapped to this formation all the way back in November. And bearing in mind it's now the 29th of March, yeah, it's been a good switch and we're playing some beautiful stuff as well. Transfer-wise, we've got some transfers to tell you about. Will Evans has left for Chelmsford. This was only a day ago. Will Evans gone to Chelmsford. He weren't getting in the team, bless him. He's been a servant for us, a fantastic servant for the club, but leaves with our best wishes to Chelmsford. You saw us bring in Sean Hutchinson last time. We've made 2 more loan signings, which you can see at the bottom left-hand corner. Zach Brunn has come in from Sheffield United on loan. I do like signing Sheffield United players, especially young ones that we can bring in at these lower levels. He's a good midfielder, and as you can see at this moment in time, he's doing rather well for us. 7 appearances, 3 goals, and 1 man of the match. A couple of them has been from the bench as well. So Zach Brunn definitely doing a job for us. If we have a look at the other one, it's Jaden Heske. We needed another centre forward. Chris Martin's not been playing. This guy was somebody I brought in. He plays for Man City. He's not going to be a bad forward, is he? But he's been doing okay since he came in. He's really come alive in the last couple of games. Just scored the 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 man of the match, but 7 average rating. He's done well as Jaden anytime he has come onto the pitch. So we are going to get straight stuck into it. We've had a few injuries that I need to tell you about as well, because Adam Berry is injured for a couple of weeks, so I'm not expecting to see Adam Berry in this episode. And as you can see, we've had a couple of others as well. Jake Hull, probably the most notable, who has just got injured as well. Dewhurst is working his way back to fitness. So your team for this first game, at least, is Eastwood in goal. It's the back three of Chaplin, Saide and Hutchinson. Kenlock on the left, Matheson on the right, Neil, Smith and Elliott are the midfield three, with Roberts back in that number 10 role and Connor Wickham as the captain and number 9. We know how good Connor Wickham has been in recent games for us, in recent episodes for us as well. But this is going to be no easy game against Mark Cooper's Yeovil side. Let's have a look. We have to win our home games. I think that should do it. If we can win both of these football matches, the playoffs in this league again will get a bye. I think it's 2nd and 3rd get a bye and then just get a semi-final then a final. So if we can do that, it would be absolutely ideal. And if we could go through the playoffs again, I mean, I'm not normally very good at playoffs, but it seems to be working for me this year. But straight away, 15 minutes in, it's a very cagey affair, as you can see on the left-hand side. We have been dominating possession in games, it must be said, as Rochdale go 1-0 up away at Boreham Wood. But we've been dominating possession in games all the way through this little run we've been having. I said little run. It's been a very big run indeed at this moment. And I'm loving watching my team play. I'm sat between episodes watching them play. It's been a pleasure to watch at this moment in time. But in this game in particular, it seems it's been a very cagey half. And it is 0-0. Yeovil will be happier with that. Hopefully, we'll improve a little bit in the second half. Looking at it, Yeovil are more than in it. We should be dominating midfield and dominating the ball with this. Of course, they've got the wingers, which we've got to be aware of. De Silva comes forward and strikes it well over the bar. All the ratings, as we can see, are pretty decent at this moment as well. So we're not playing badly, we're just not creating clear-cut chances. But here comes Roberts down the left-hand side, crosses the ball in, and there is Connor Wickham. And Connor Wickham gets his 17th goal of the season. It's a lovely header. And who is the man, of course, creating it? Cal Roberts. He's been out in a lengthy spell through injury. But Cal Roberts, it is a lovely ball to the back stick. And when we put these balls into the box, Connor Wickham tends to be on the end of them. 50 minutes gone. And that is a big, big goal for us here at Scunthorpe United. And we're just having a little look round to see if there's any substitutions we can make. Kenlock is possibly not having his best game at this moment in time as we tick towards 63 minutes. We're just keeping an eye on a couple of players. But at the moment, I don't really want to change things. And Miles Kenlock at left wing-back has been superb as well. But we are going to get the ball in midfield through Harrison Neal. Hutchinson's on a yellow card as well. The experienced centre-half takes a touch, plays it back to Archie Chaplin in the centre of the three, then back to Saide. I'll move that mouse out of the way. I watched the Zealand video recently and it really put me about where the mouse is. Saide, we are playing out from the back here as Smith picks it up into Elliott, and now we can turn and play. Elliott takes a touch, plays into Connor Wickham, who knocks it to Matheson. Matheson down the right-hand side. He's got players in the box here, but he's going to go back to Saide. Saidi takes another touch. They are pressing us quite well, but Neal back to Matheson, back to Harrison Neal. Now Roberts. Will he fancy a strike? He doesn't. He goes into Kenlock. Kenlock has got a decent cross on him on this left-hand side. He's been marked tightly. He's into Corey Smith, who digs it out. Wickham's at the back stick again. And Adagoke was not going to get there. It's another decent move for us. But at this moment, we are just going to start wasting a little bit of time. We're in control. Well, this would be a huge win and a good way to kick off the episode as well. But Yeovil do have a corner. It's whipped in. Headed away well by Archie Chaplin. Now Statham on the edge of the box. Is he going to strike it? Benjani mine. It's off the post for Yeovil Town. And then it's cleared away by Scunthorpe. We are, I won't say we're hanging on, but we're having to do a little bit of defending. We've got 5 minutes of added time and they do have a corner. Young whips it in. Chaplin heads it. Hutchinson can't get to the second one. Oh, and it's fell to Sonia in the box. And he strikes it past Eastwood. They got the keeper up the pitch. And that is so frustrating. Keepers up. We get the first one. Hutchinson tries to get out. And then it's a decent hit. Jake Eastwood's not going to get there. And that is a big, big blow. But we do have a corner. Cal Roberts, he's going to whip it in. Left-footed. Can we get the winner here? We deserve it. It's got to be said. We definitely deserve this. Cal Roberts taking his time. Whips it in. Left-footed. Hutchinson's underneath it. And it's just over the bar. And that is so frustrating from us. You'd say on XG, we just about edged that. I think that is a little bit disappointing, boys, in general. 20 games unbeaten, it's just flashed up as an achievement behind my head. Oh, and Swindon lost as well, did they? Did Swindon lose? Yes, Swindon lost at home to Bromley. So now we are 5 points behind and we play Rochdale next in a couple of days' time away at Rochdale. This is absolutely huge. And it is going to be an unchanged side. We are going to be using the bench a bit more in this game. We've got a couple of players that are struggling for a little bit of fitness. But there's not much I can really do about that at this moment. Looking at the bench, there's not too much. We've got other players coming back from injury, so I can't change too much. So your team is unchanged, as you've just seen it. Hutchinson keeps his place on the left-hand side. Roberts in the number 10. I would guess that we are going to see Heskey at some point in this game. That would be an idea to bring him on into a front two. Shane Long on the bench, of course, as well. But this has been a very good side. It's Glyn Hodges' Rochdale side. Oscar Kelly, Devante Rodney, Cairo Mitchell. They've got a decent side for this level. Right, let's hope that we can somehow get a win here. And that would really make it interesting because we've got quite a nice run. The next 4 games, we've got quite a nice run of fixtures towards the end of this season. So I'm pretty confident if we could not get beat here. By the way, 100th game in management this for us as well. So it's flown by as Matheson goes into the midfield. Now Smith tries to play it through to Elliott. If he gets that through, my word, we are away. As it's cleared long by Rochdale. It's won well by Rodney. In to Mitchell. We can see him running through the middle here. We might have problems as Mitchell skips past 2 and fires past Jake Eastwood. And Cairo Mitchell draws first blood for Rochdale. A counter-attack indeed. And we are facing down the barrel here of a defeat. And Mitchell, it was lovely work from him. I thought he were going to go into Rodney. To be fair, but he didn't. He skipped past Saide. Eastwood's not going to get that. He's not my first choice goalkeeper. But we've had injuries with Dewhurst, unfortunately. And that is a big, big blow to us as Purcell crosses it into the box. We've got more defending to do. And Eastwood sees that over his bar. But 23 minutes gone. We are not massively in this game. We've had one shot on target, just the 2 shots so far. We're just going to start playing for set pieces a little bit. Just change tack, and then I think what we will do is I think we're definitely going to make some changes at half time. I think we'll possibly make a couple. I could probably take both of those midfielders off, but Roberts does have a corner, left-footed. It's whipped in. Hutchinson's at the back stick, can't quite get there. Corey Smith can. Will he knock it back into the box? No, he goes back to Kenlock, who plays a lovely ball for Matheson, and he goes for the strike. And Luke Matheson, what a strike that is. Underside of the bar. I mean, I'm hoping there he's going to cross that in. But Kenlock plays it across, and as it comes into Luke Matheson, you're thinking, right, is he going to drive? No, he isn't. He catches the keeper off guard. He caught me off guard. I know he caught you off guard as well. And Matheson gets the equaliser as Swindon go 1-0 down. We're controlling possession. That is what I want. Ben Elliott is not having the best of games, and I'm going to trust Zach Brunt, the young man on loan from Sheffield United, to hopefully come on and have an impact in this game. We've been playing well so far, and it's out to Matheson at right wing back into Saidi. Now Zach Brunt, first touch with them red boots, and oh my God, that's a pass, isn't it? Jesus. Williams now down our left-hand side, defending to be done. Kenlock is there, faces him up. Kelly's in behind, and Kelly scores. Oscar Kelly gets the goal, and that all came from Zach Brunt's dodgy crossfield pass. Oh dear, Zach Brunt. Oh dear, oh dear. That has not gone particularly well for you. Right, we're going to have to start going attacking now. We can't lose this. I don't mind us not winning, but we cannot lose this. As Swindon are losing at this moment in time, we are going to have to make some more changes very shortly as we tick up towards 60 odd minutes, but Rochdale are really starting to pile the pressure on. But Matheson goes into Saidi, and now Chaplin plays it forward into Brunt. That's an awkward ball to receive, but he does well, the young man. Matheson down the right. Can we get a cross in? We certainly can. And there is Cal Roberts stealing in, and that is onside. I was just checking the offside there, but Cal Roberts, that's a fantastic goal for the player who's leaving us at the end of the season. Matheson down the right, and you look here, Wickham's there, and look at Roberts ghosting in, gets there first. Keeper no chance. It's 2-2. These are two very good sides producing a very good game of football at this moment in time, and I think as we tick up to 70 minutes, we will be making a change, and I think it'll be possibly Wickham and Smith who are looking to come off, but Purcell knocks it into the box. It's headed towards goal, and it's off Eastwood. We're just going to drop that down to positive a little bit, and that makes sense now to make the change as Jason Law is going to come on, and I think we're going to bring off Connor Wickham, and I'm going to trust Shane Long. Shane Long can change a game at times, and I'm hoping he can certainly do that today as we go into Harrison, Neal and Hutchinson. Takes a couple of touches, goes back in to Chaplin. Are we going to manage to sneak this as Zach Brunt goes into Wickham, across to Kenlock? Takes a touch down the left-hand side. If we could get a winner, this would be ideal. Wickham's at the back stick, and there he is, Connor Wickham. Oh, it's off the bar. What a header that was. Kenlock tries to get it back into Cal Roberts. Can't quite do it. But Shane Long and Jason Law do come on. Harrison Neal looks like he's struggling a little bit. But as we tick up to 76 minutes, I mean, a goal either way, and this changes the whole dynamic of this league, never mind this game. As Shane Long goes into Saidi, we look like the team that is growing into this at the moment. Hutchinson in to Law. Takes a nice touch back to Hutchinson. Will he go to Kenlock? He certainly will. Dinks one quite early over the top. There is Shane Long, and that is going to be, and is that Shane Long going for it? We've got a penalty. Shane Long from 12 yards has the chance to score the goal, to put Scunthorpe in front. Oh, and he's missed it. Shane Long misses the penalty, and that is a huge chance as Swindon equalise at Eastleigh. Jason Law crosses in. Chaplin tries to get his head on it, but it's cleared away well by Rochdale. But we are putting all the pressure on at this moment. Harrison Neal, 6.3 rating. Is it time to make a change in that respect as well? I think it might be. We're going to make a change after this corner as Matheson crosses it in. We go again, trying to get to it. Zach Brunt will recover. Now Matheson. Will he go back to Brunt? He certainly will. Zach Brunt strikes it. It's blocked by ball for Rochdale, and they will come clear. But my word, are we going to get a better chance than that? That's a lovely bit of defending from Harrison Neal. We don't need to see it again. But we are going to make... Oh, we're not going to make one final change because we are all done. I thought we got another change to make, but we haven't. And now forward come Rochdale. And we have got defending to do because Sinclair is going into the box. And that is some save by Jake Eastwood. Somebody is going to win this, I would suggest. And I've got a funny feeling it may not be us after that penalty miss. Kelly now to take this corner. 85 minutes on the clock. Crosses it in. John gets the header. Eastwood makes a very, very good save. Does Jake Eastwood. And we are still holding on to this point. It could be a valuable point, to be fair, as Kelly goes to take this again. If we could break it, it'd be lovely. But my word, Shane Long. Talk about opportunities to put us in front. Kelly's really taking his time. I would suggest that Rochdale are doing a little bit of time wasting here as it's headed away well by Hutchinson. Brunt completes the clearance. But Cal Roberts is nowhere near it. And I'm hoping that's going to be the end of the highlight, which it is. We're just going to drop back down to... Well, we're going to drop back down to balance, but they do have a long throw. But it's headed away well by Hutchinson. And here comes Cal Roberts storming forward. He's got Shane Long in front of him. He loses possession, but Kenlock will pick it up on the left. Are we going to have a grandstand finish here at Rochdale? Hutchinson into Roberts. Here comes Zach Brunt. Oh, from range. Zach Brunt from range wound it up. He hit it well. And I think that is two very good, evenly matched sides there. And we possibly had the best chance of the game to win that. But let's have a look what that means. It means Rochdale are now only 3 points behind Swindon. We are only 5 points. So we possibly will play one more game in this episode. Which one it's going to be, we'll monitor it as it comes, or we may come back at the end. So let's see what happens. Could we pinch automatic promotion? So we bring you back. Let's just bring you up to date. We drew with Rochdale, as you saw. We then beat Dorking away. It took a 90-minute stunner from Zach Brunt. Then we've just drawn 0-0 with Aldershot. And honestly, the most frustrating game. We ended up with 2 centre-halves up front at the end trying to get the win because Swindon and Rochdale both dropped points. There's 4 points between us and Swindon, 3 points between Rochdale and Swindon. To be fair, Yeovil could still overtake us, but now we go away to Hartlepool. Hartlepool are in 5th. I think they are not quite secured in the playoffs, but they will be if they get a result for us. This is the team. Dewhurst back in goal. Saidi, Chaplin, Hull, Smith. He's playing in the ball-winning midfielder role. Matheson, Tatonda. In fact, it's not going to be Tatonda. It's going to be Kenlock, sorry. Berry and Elliott, Roberts and Wickham. It's really, really close. We've had a couple of games where if we could have just won, we'd have really put the pressure on the teams of us. Paul Eckingbottom. Now Paul Eckingbottom beat us in the last time that he played us. He just took the job at Hartlepool and he beat us. Now I'm hoping, I'm obviously a massive fan of Paul Eckingbottom. I'm hoping that he's not going to do the same today. But we need a win to take it to the last 8. If Swindon win, it's over anyway. And then we'll just fast forward and we'll probably end the season there. But if Swindon don't win, then it is all to play for on the last game of the season against Fylde. So anything can happen as Elliott goes into Roberts and Hull. We've been playing okay. We've just lacked that little bit of cutting edge at times. As Berry gets this ball into the box. There is Connor Wickham, and that is a good goal. 18th goal of the season from Connor Wickham. How many times have we seen our big number 9 do that this season? He celebrates in front of the Hartlepool fans, but that was a cracking finish. And if we just look at the league table, because that's what we're going to keep an eye on, I'm guessing Swindon are winning, and Corey Smith getting a bad injury is not ideal at all. We can bring on Harrison Neal for him, but yeah, that is not ideal. What's happening around the grounds then? Latest scores. It is, we're winning 1-0, as we know. Swindon are winning 2-1 away at Barnet. Rochdale, I can't see Rochdale on there. Am I being blind? Rochdale are winning 2-0 as well. So the top 3 at this moment all winning. But we've just had a very nasty injury to one of our key players as Cottrell comes forward. But Dewhurst, after Chaplin gets a good touch on it, does very well indeed. Chester have equalised against Yeovil. We're having to keep his eyes on what's going on around the grounds as well as what's going off here at Hartlepool. Roberts tries to play a ball into Matheson, doesn't quite come off, and Burton will go into Duxbury. That's just knocked his duck off a little bit, that injury, but here comes Cal Roberts. Will he fancy a strike? I bet he will. And Sharman Lowe The power just beat him. But at the moment, Swindon are doing enough to get, well, to certainly keep us out of reach of the top spot. That's a good little bit of work from us. Where are Swindon? I'm trying to keep my eye on it, but we've got another highlight. Roberts goes into the middle, Hull at the back stick, and so is Connor Wickham, who's also now carrying an injury. Hopefully he can get to half-time. Rochdale doing exceptionally well. 3-0 at home to Ebbsfleet at this moment. We are going to give him a lot of praise there, because I think that's only fair. But I don't want Connor Wickham injured. So Jaden Heske is going to come on. Sean Long, I'm not saying I fell out with him, but he's dropping down the pecking order a little bit at this moment in time, is Shane Long. But if we can get to the end of this game, as Dewhurst comes and collects that beautifully, if we can get to the end of this game and we've still got a chance of automatic promotion, we'll obviously show the final game and then we'll go into the playoffs tomorrow. But Cal Roberts is playing particularly well in this game so far. Going out to the right-hand side now, Matheson. He goes down the right. Can he get a cross in? He can't. He goes back into Elliott. That's a lovely ball into Cal Roberts. That is a lovely... Do you know what's frustrating? I decided I was going to do what the board and the fans wanted me to do, and if I'd have stuck to my guns, we'd have been up. I know we'd have been up, and that is a lesson for your FMers out there. Don't listen to your board. Do what you know is right, because at the end of the day, it's you that's going to live or die by these decisions. And unfortunately, these decisions early doors to go for the 4-4-2, it's looking a little bit like that's going to cost us automatic promotion. But equally, maybe we wouldn't have changed to this formation if we were struggling. So you've got to try things, haven't you? We're still looking at Swindon. I think, does this mean Swindon are up? League table? No, basically, yeah. If Swindon can hold on at Barnet, they are up, barring a massive debacle on the last game of the season. We're just still doing us utmost to... We want to be in the top two. We want to be in either second or third if we're in the playoffs. Ideally second to give ourselves the best chance of going through. We've seen that we can match Rochdale. I think we're a match for any team in these playoffs. We've not lost for absolutely ages. As Jake Hull goes into Miles Kenlock. That's a little bit loose from Kenlock, but he does recover it very well. Kenlock, I think, has been a fantastic signing, by the way. I really do, as we now go into Adam Berry. We're doing that thing again, what we used to do last year, where we're just getting a little bit complacent as Cook comes forward, skips past two, strikes it off the bar, and this is going to be the moment where we decide we're going to make some changes, because I feel we're just slackening off that little bit. Swindon have just gone 4-1 up, and this is the time we really need to start making some changes. Chaplin is going to come off for Tatonda. And I also think it possibly makes sense to... Can Kenlock play? Can Kenlock play as a centre-half? He can, but I'd rather not risk him. We'll just make one more change. I think we will bring off Ben Elliott, who is on a yellow, and bring on Jason... Oh, no, we won't, because we've got all the substitutions. Got to keep more track of that. I'm looking forward, if we do get up, to having 5 substitutions next year. Because you may notice I don't put a goalkeeper on the bench either, which I'm taking the risk. I know that. I understand that. But Hartlepool coming forward again, crossing to the box, and Chaplin wallops it away. Heske touches it down. And now Elliott, and he's got to play him. He does play him. It's not the best ball from Elliott. Is Heske going to do well here? He's down the left-hand side, takes a touch inside. And that is a good bit of play by the young Manchester City man on loan here at Glanford Park. We're just going to start wasting a little bit of time now. No need to really do anything else apart from that. But I think league table-wise, that is going to be Swindon up. And that's a rate clearance offline, to be fair, from Tatonda. Swindon are going to be up, and Rochdale are going to be in the playoffs with us. So, as Heske brings that away for us, 84 minutes on the clock. We go into this in fantastic form in the playoffs. It's got to be said. So... do we fancy another playoff run tomorrow? Absolutely. Make sure you're tuned in tomorrow morning for the playoffs. It's going to be a Sunday. As we know, we've conceded a goal. It's going to be Sunday, of course, at the usual time. And if we can make it back-to-back playoff promotions, I will be more than delighted with that. And I'm not sure who we're going to play, because we've got some good teams in this. I mean, we've got Yeovil, Hartlepool could be one, which I won't mind playing. Billy Sharp at Oldham. There's a lot of stories. I'm happy with the way you played, boys. That's good. And I think that is going to be that. We can't catch Swindon, so we are going to call that episode there. And we will come back tomorrow. And as we just look at these injuries, 3 to 4 weeks. That is going to be Corey Smith out of the playoffs. Connor Wickham has got a pulled Faish, hopefully will be back for at least a second for the final. But yeah, that is going to be it. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, it's frustrating we couldn't get automatic promotion, but we will be having another playoff campaign tomorrow, so tune in for that. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Ta-ra!